getting groceries, going to work, and this has it all. Plus, you can feel like you're in a disco. Oh, whoa. Holy smokes. Holy. Not only do the seatbelts completely cinch up, but the red lighting that goes and blinks, you feel like you are playing a video game going into hyperspace, but you're getting, this is a true 4D experience. Oh man. 0 to 60 in just about 3.5 seconds. We have 604 horsepower going to all four wheels here. This has a gas engine and it has a plug, and this could be one of my favorite Mercedes-Benz products. It is this red beauty here. This is the new top dog in the E-Class. It is the brand new Mercedes-Benz AMG E53, and there is a lot going on here, so let's not waste any time. Let's get to it. So what's powering this 600 plus horsepower vehicle? Well, under the hood, you have one of my favorite type of engines, and that is an inline six. It produces a lot of good torque. Yeah, it's not a beautiful V8 engine, which I love, and that AMG sound is so sweet, but it definitely does have a nice tone to it, and it just pulls so well. When you match that as well with a 120 kilowatt electric motor, and that is up front by the transmission, and you get a total of 577 horsepower from this E53. Now, if you get the Dynamic Plus package, you get an extra boost, which gives you 604 horsepower, and that's what we have right here. Now, you'll hear the shifts, up and down shifting, and that's coming from the 9-speed automatic transmission. Very crisp shifts. If you want to roll your own gears, we do have paddle shifters right there, just like that. Sounds so good, right? All right, let's do a little cornering action here. Oh, this thing is fun, especially in the corners. So we have adaptive suspension on this E53 as well. We have it in sport mode right now. You can go all the way to Sport Plus with this. There's also some AMG track screens through the infotainment right here, but everything is accessible through the dials on the steering wheel. We're going to talk about the steering wheel in just a second. The electrical portion of this E53 consists, of course, of that electric motor that we talked about on the transmission, but also a lightweight 28.6 kilowatt hour battery, and that is in the rear underneath there. And the nice thing about that is that it's not all 28.6 dedicated just for EV driving. You're basically looking around 22 kilowatt hours of EV driving on that. The rest is reserved for performance driving, so it always has that reserve. If I put my foot down, okay, not only do you get all that rush of that gasoline twin turbo engine, but you also get the torque and the extra horsepower from the electrical system as well. And the nice thing, once again, is on these dials here, if I just turn these dials, I can just turn it right to electric, and now with the flick of a switch, listen, it's silent because we're in electric mode. And this is really beneficial because not all the time do you really want or need to burn gas. If you're doing your daily commute on the freeway, there's traffic happening, and it's just like, it's literally a waste of running that, that gasoline engine. You can switch to EV mode only, and it's just that easy. Why not? You do get some decent range with this E53. It's rated for about 69 kilometers. However, in our real world testing, basically we're on day 5 of driving this now, I am seriously getting anywhere between 70 and 80 kilometers on it, and I'm not pussyfooting it, I'm just driving it normally. And that's great, and a lot of it's actually being on highway at speeds of between 110 and 120 kilometers an hour. That's like 70 miles an hour. So yeah, no issue at all. By the way, you could also drive this as fast as 140 kilometers an hour on the freeway or wherever you are without that gasoline engine kicking on at all. which means that, hey, if your commute is, let's say, less than 50 miles or 80 kilometers a day, you could essentially drive this as an EV. And then, hey, on the weekends or once you get on the back roads where you want to have some fun, you flick that over, turn the radio off, flick that over, go into your Sport or Sport Plus mode. It stiffens the suspension up, it changes all the parameters of the mapping, and you can have a lot more fun. Now, brake-wise on here, I definitely noticed, especially when you're in EV mode, I guess because it has some regen characteristics, the brakes are a little bit on the really sensitive and touchy, spongy side. But once we get out of that EV mode, we are putting them to work right now. They have some nice, good progression. They're not overly boosted that I find, like when you're on EV mode. So let's just go deeper into a corner here. Yeah, you got to put your foot into it, which I like. I really do like that. It gives you a really good brake feel. But man, the mid to high end range of this thing is awesome. It's no V8, but it'll do. And even though this is an AMG product, this E53's engine, though, is not hand-built in Germany at Alfalterbach, which is the AMG factory, but it still is an AMG. Okay, let's try the passing power here. It's effortless. I love the pop when it changes the gears. I would actually be very happy with this as a daily driver, and that is one of the reasons why I think this excels so much in my books, because yeah, everybody wants a car that's got a ton of horsepower, it's raw, it's emotional, but it's not something that you actually get to do every day to drive a car like that. A lot of times, you're just driving day to day. I'm picking up the kids, getting groceries, going to work, and this has it all. Now, not long ago, we actually tested the brand new BMW M5, and man, that is a machine as well. You know, they're two different machines, even though they're in the same category, which is kind of like a super sports sedan. That one, though, has a little bit more power. You can get over 700 horsepower on that M5, and it's also a plug-in. And it has that great BMW dynamic drive as well. However, you won't get as much EV range out of that. That system is a different type of system, and the battery's not as big. This one just seems like it does everything without any compromise. It really, you get the best of both worlds for sure. Of course, if you lived in Germany or somewhere where there are no speed limits, or areas with no speed limits, you would feel very comfortable driving at high speeds on here. You have a nice head-up display. You'll take your eyes off anywhere, and once again, if you want to change anything, everything is right here on the dials, right easily at hand. And just feel like this is the go-kart. It's a big, long go-kart. It's a go-kart that has massaging seats, and you feel like you can be in a disco at nighttime here. But the fun doesn't just stop at the drive of this E53. Let's talk about the inside, and I gotta tell you, it is something else. All right, we are at a charging station. I'm gonna put some juice into here just to see what it's like. To say one thing is that this E53 has a lot of gadgets and gimmicks. But for the most part, these gimmicks actually work pretty well, and they do have a purpose. So before we get to the gimmicks, let's talk about what's in front of us. A big, massive screen. We saw like this hyper screen in the first EQS when we first drove that. Well, this is like a mega screen. It's very, very similar. This is an option, by the way, but be aware though, if you do go for this option, which gives you this passenger screen, you get all this piano gloss black, and it looks good when it's clean, but it really will show fingerprints. Like my hands, I washed my hands not too long ago, yet if I touch the screen, I can still see where my fingerprints fingerprints were. Like it's really, really evident. So just be aware of that. Just make sure you carry a cloth at all times to wipe your screen down. We get a wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. That passenger screen can basically double of what the main screen does. So, you know, the passenger can control the media, even some of the navigation features. And you even change the picture, what you have there. Camera. Love the camera in this thing. So you get a 360 camera, but not only that, I just love how when you activate the camera, okay, we have this big, huge, wide view, but if I go and kind of zoom in on the side, and you can really, really rotate and tilt this camera, and it's so crisp and it superimposes itself. I absolutely love this thing. You can also get a dash camera, and here comes gimmick number one, is right up front here. There is an interior camera. This camera is meant to do selfies when you're not driving. I don't know how many people are gonna use that camera. So yeah, is it kind of cool? Yeah, but this thing's embedded right in, and I don't know, it's, yeah. I don't think a lot of people may use that. I may be wrong. I'm kind of old now. Okay, that's number one. Next thing, we have our climate control here. Now, if I hit my climate control menu, because it's all done through the screen here, I have digital vent control. Yes, I can actually go and let's say upper body, and you can see the vents physically move up, down, left, and right. Pretty cool, right? Once again, it's a gimmick. Do we need it? No. Is it cool? Yes. But the good thing about it is that some of these things, even though they exist, they do have redundant control, because if I don't want to use a digital vent control, I can still manually go and control it how I've done it for the last 40 plus years. Okay, so that's really, really easy. Same thing goes to, this is equipped with soft closed doors. If I want to open it, if I just close it gently, it will suck itself. That's an option, but if something went wrong, I can still do it manually. That's always a big plus as well. Then we get to the ambient lighting. Here is absolutely next level. Sure, we've seen ambient lighting on door panels and, you know, on the front area and in your footwells, but this one, first of all, I've noticed this, these OLEDs now, I think that's what they are. They're so bright that even in the daytime, you can easily see them. But this one, it extends all the way in the front, not only by the air vents, but deep into the windshield area. And you can have multicolor, basically link it with different drive modes. But where it can be really kind of cool though, is if we go into our menu and we go into our comfort, we have energizing comfort. We also have a fragrance pod in the glove box that can infuse the air if you like that. I'm not a big fan of big fragrances, but it is there. We also have on this one, it is an option though, is we have the massaging seats, we have heating, we have ventilation. So when you're sitting in here, you can go and let's just say, you know, joy and relaxation and sunlight lift your mood. If I hit that, it's going to basically play a program, and it's going to incorporate, you know, massage, heating, music for your audio senses, as well as, you know, even the fragrance and the lighting. So it really is a full sensory experience. If you do want to charge up your battery on this E53, it actually has one quick trick up its sleeve. When I say quick, because it has DC fast charging up to 60 kilowatts. Now, normally I don't see the point of level 3 charging a PHEV because you could just use gas. But, you know, certain times, if it's convenient and it's cost effective, why not? One thing, and this has nothing to do with Mercedes-Benz, this has to do with British Columbia and Ontario, that require a front license plate. Look at this beautiful car, and what sticks out to you? Yeah, this license plate. Ugh, terrible, absolutely terrible. I wish you could even just, like, you know, pay us a fee or something like that just to do a front license plate delete. If you're looking for the perfect balance between power, presence, and practicality, well, hey, look no further. This could be one of the best mid-size sports sedans that you can buy. And you know what? As we mentioned, we tested that M5 earlier on, and let me know your thoughts. Which one would you choose? They are two different vehicles, similar horsepower, similar performance, but definitely different technology, a different execution, and the E53 does come in at a lower starting point. So it's kind of interesting. Which one would you choose? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more everyday reviews. Ciao.